showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling. Woo! It's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the AFC Shakedown on the Mafia Sports Report channel. I'm your host, Tommy, and joining me today, the one, the only, Trevor from Sports Dynasty Podcast.
Yeah, that's how you guys doing. I'm doing pretty good. It's cold as hell over here.
hey, bro. I'm in Detroit, so I know you're. What do you got right now? What's your temperature over there? What do you guys feeling?
Freezing, like
freezing. We're at 6 degrees. What are you guys at?
I think we're at 8 to 10.
Oh man, we're competing. It's the wind. It's that wind, bro. It's that wind.
Right now it's 13.
It's Bills are playing Chicago today, and they're saying it feels like negative because of the wind and all that. Like Chicago's cold, bro.
It's so the Phil's right next to Lake Michigan. It's literally brutal,
bro. If I'm the players, I'm wearing that ski mask that they always wear. Let's see here. Angry Buffalo. Wish me luck. I'm going down in the crawl space to stall out in the hot water. Yeah, good luck, brother. Oh my God, man. So let's get to it, man. Hey, by the way, I mean, I'm probably not going to talk anymore. So Merry Christmas, Trevor. Tell Juan Merry Christmas, guys. Unfortunately, Juan is going to be with family for a couple weeks, but he will be back. Our final week 18. We'll do like a special AFC Shakedown, closing show of the season, finale, whatever you want to call it. But he won't be back. And then Captain D is also with family for Christmas. But Trevor took the time to come out here, do the show today, and actually worked out because I was like, you know what, Trevor, let's do the show early because they ain't going to be able to do it later. Games are going to be on. So we good. Chewy, we had DEF CON 2. Yeah, bro. I heard Buffalo's really bad too. I heard Buffalo's like 40-mile-per-hour winds. It's really it's windy here too, but not 40. I think we had like 25, 30-mile-per-hour the other day, yesterday, but I ain't going anywhere. Like I did all my shopping, bro, on Friday. Like in the daytime, I got that shit over with. Actually, no, not Friday, Thursday. I went out Thursday, Trevor. I went and got everything done, bro. I got refrigerated shit. I was done, bro. But I did go for a pizza yesterday in that fucking crazy wind. I was like, gonna die out here. Anyways, man, Trevor, week 15, not good. We're gonna get into your game soon, but let's start with the Lions versus the Jets. Now, I picked the Lions to win this game. Who did you pick initially?
I picked the Lions as well.
Oh, me and Trevor seeing eye to eye.
Yeah,
so Lions win. Yep, Lions win 2017. Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson plays this game because Mike White is hurt. Thanks to Milano and Ed Oliver. Not a very good showing once again.
Beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, Zach Wilson. 300 yards, but 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 18 to 35. So it wasn't awful, but he's still, once again, not doing enough to help the Jets offense. What'd you feel how that game went, man?
And he played well. It was the second half where he was completely, he went back to his old ways. The first half, they were moving the ball down the field. They were, doing a lot. Running the ball as well, too, despite that going on. Even though the Lions defense is not the best, but they are starting to peak and come up on one of their own. Think about it. This defense only allowed 17 points. The Lions defense only so good. Looks so,
and they're very
and they're healthy too. So kudos to them. Zach Wilson. I feel bad for the Jets. I mean, more so on Thursday, the one that game they played against the Jaguars. We'll get to that in a second. But in a game where the season's still in reach, you lose to the Lions, or it's not completely out of it, but it doesn't look good, especially how Zach Wilson has not played well. He has 4 losses this year, and the defense has literally only given up 3 touchdowns in that span. You how crazy that is? 3 touchdowns in that span, and they lost all 3 of those games. The defense is literally giving up less than 1 touchdown a game, so that's incredible. And it sucks that that Zach Wilson really is holding this team back. Unfortunately, this team is actually a really decent team, very decent team.
Yeah, they surprised. They definitely surprised me. I'll say what surprised me about the Jets so far this season. It's not so much that their defense has been good. It's more the fact that I knew they had good young talent there on the defense. I just didn't think they would put it all together so fast. And usually that's not the case. Usually it takes at least a season or two to kind of get these young guys up to speed. And I kind of feel like, man, their head coach Saleh and whoever their DC is really done a really good job because they have a lot of young guys. Not like they have like this Seattle Seahawks kind of defense where they're veteran kind of, you know what I mean? Like been around a little bit and they're just adding some younger talent. Like these are all young dudes. And but I did say, I wish I can go back to see our prediction. I knew it was going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah, well, those low scoring, yeah.
But I thought the Lions would do just enough because I thought the Jets couldn't put up enough points. I don't remember what I said, but I think I was close. I think I predicted 2010 or 2013, something like that. So
I think we're really close too. Very close to, but we did pick the Lions to win.
It's just not enough for the Jets to overcome. What's up, Scott, man? Yeah, let's get this today. Scott, thank you for joining us, man. We decided to do an early AFC shakedown because obviously games are going to be playing, so why not get this done and get it early out of the way? And just, you guys are waiting around for the game anyways, so why not me and Trevor for a good show? So, yeah, Jets, anyways, they lose 2017. They are just starting to fall apart week after week, and, of course, we will get to week 16 because they already played in a minute, and, you guys know the story there. But anyways, let's get to the next game. Man, what do I want to get to? Because I know you're dying for this one.
I am.
Get to you know what? For the first time ever, because usually the Bills are. Let's get to the Bills game. So Dolphins versus Bills. Bills win 32-29. It was a good game. It was a back and forth.
Very good game.
I thought we were going to win by at least 10-14. I think was my prediction, but it didn't start. Trevor, the game didn't start out the way that many people thought as far as the weather, right? It was actually really, really nice for like 3 quarters. And then that fourth quarter started getting little bad there in Buffalo. So what's your thoughts on the Bills game?
It went well. I'm not gonna lie to you. It went a lot better than I expected. I thought that it would be that Buffalo was gonna beat them up pretty good though.
Yeah.
I did so too. But they definitely did hold their own in that game. The thing that bothered me, especially with a lot of I'm gonna say Miami Dolphins media, who the pass interference inside the 20-yard line, which is blatant pass interference, blatant. Like, of course you could. Why would you give the Bills like literally set?
Are you talking to which one are you talking about? The one on McKenzie?
Yeah, the
end of the game.
Yeah, the game. I'm like, come on, like you can't.
Yeah, they're complaining about that. That was definitely a pass interference.
It's textbook things like you can't. And as good as this Buffalo's offense is, it has explosive it can be. You can't give Buffalo. You can't make too many mistakes because a lot of times they'll capitalize on it. So it didn't make. But they played a really good game. They definitely needed that. They pretty much have the division on lock already. I liked it. It was good. Miami ran the ball very well. So, which is I was afraid that if they couldn't run the ball, then this game would have been out of reach. But they were able to run the ball on this defense. Again, this defense is still coming on its own. Trying to get healthy again. But it was definitely good.
You got a fan in Scott. Scott loves you, Trevor. That is you are Team Trevor because we coming up with these things lately on me and on our the other shows that we do, and some people are Team Mikey, which is my co-host, and some people are Team Tommy. Scott's Team Mikey. It's all good. It's cool, man. I'll forgive you, but I guess he's Team Trevor for you.
Nah, Scott's been incredible. Scott's been incredible the last 2 seasons, man. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you too, my friend.
Yep. So, real quick, my thoughts on the game. Even though I talked about this on my post game. So, the reason why the run defense was not so hot versus the Dolphins was we were playing our linebackers back. Okay. It was one of those things. It was like, you know what? We'll let them. We rather get beat on the run than get beat on the pass. Also bad tackling, but we had our linebackers way back, which was smart. You're not trying to listen. You got two dynamic receivers in Hill and Waddle. That's how we were going to play him. And I felt like, listen, it is what it is. It's not like, their running attack they actually let their foot off the pedal, which is weird in the second half where they stopped running the ball. Maybe if they kept up with that, maybe they kill the clock and maybe we don't have enough time. I don't know. But I felt like they went away from it for some odd reason, especially later in the game when it was like getting really bad in the fourth quarter. But I think that was just the way our defense was set up to play the Dolphins that week, was just basically play our linebackers back. Let's not let Tua beat us on the passes deep. And yeah, I mean, a little bit bad tackling too didn't help. But this week, by the way, you'll see the linebackers creep up more. Chicago's obviously a running team. It's going to be a total opposite, defensive scheme coming up. But I thought I'll give the Dolphins credit, man. They even though they're on that losing streak, man, they're still fighting, man. They're a scrappy team. They got Hill and Waddle are dynamic, man. They are dynamic. They are tough guards. I thought they exposed a little bit of Trey White's ACL, a little bit, his comeback. You could tell he's not 100%. He got burnt on a couple plays by Hill, which is going to happen. I mean, Hill's going to burn you if you're 100%, but Trey normally catches up a little bit better than that. You can kind of see Trey White's a little bit not there yet. He's still about 70%, but he's better than a lot at 100%. So I'll take it. It is what it is. Hill got the best of him that play, but ultimately, man, it came down to the fourth quarter for the Bills. It was like meant to be. The snow came, the winds came, right? And I thought Ken Dorsey did a really good job with the play calling the last two drives to set us up. I mean, especially the last drive. We mixed in the run, we mixed in the pass, we took what the defense gave us. We pretty much killed the clock all the way down the field and won and had a chip shot field goal. It was textbook. That's the way you're supposed to do it. That's how you end a game. You give the offense absolutely no time to respond, and that's what the Bills did. All right, let's get to the next game. Let me get to some questions right here. Yeah, Chewy, by the way, he's Team Tommy. He's Team Tommy, my man Chewy. Let's see here. Also, Chewy says Trevor sounds like a closet Bills fan. Whoa, I like it. We'll have to check the closet, man. He probably has Josh Allen jerseys in there.
Nah, definitely not.
He probably has. You know what I think you have, Trevor. It probably has like a Snuggie. What are those called? Those like and he has like a Bills one he sleeps with that night. He puts it on every night. Oh yeah,
Snuggie is crazy.
Snuggie, yeah, Trevor. He has like his favorite Josh Allen pillow he sleeps with. All right, Trevor, who would you have spy on Fields today, Milano or Trey? I already know the answer on that, but go ahead.
I'm going Milano. Yeah, hell yeah, Milano just so explosive. But I'm not gonna lie to you.
Number one. Trey Edmonds is a beast too.
Yeah, he is.
Either one really would be fine. I'll be honest with you on that one, Chewy.
It's honestly really impressive. I mean, like, especially in the second year, because you know how last year Chicago and how their coaching staff, everything was set up for failure. So I couldn't really give Justin Fields say, oh, he's not good. But he's played a lot better than the last 6-7 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna lie, I like Justin Fields. Juan and I wanted him. We wanted him in the draft 2 years ago. I don't like him. So here's the problem with Justin. We'll wait to that. We'll get to that game in a minute, and I'll tell you why I don't like Fields. But I will say this, Chewy, at least on my opinion on who's gonna be watching out for Fields, be that shadow on him, that spy or whatever. I think it's gonna be Milano, because Milano did it with against Lamar. When we play Baltimore, he's usually the spy on that one, but it wouldn't matter. Both are freak athletes. Edmonds can run like
like super fast. He's like a freak, man. Edmonds is like an alien, bro. He's unbelievable. He's built like a goddess. He's huge. He's fast. He can hit. But Milano is also fast and can hit. Obviously, he's breaking people's ribs. But I think it's going to be Milano in this one. But we'll see. All right, so let's get to the game that was very interesting. a game that I didn't watch, but I watched the last, I think, 10 minutes or so, or maybe a little bit less of the fourth quarter. And that is the Raiders versus the Patriots. I picked the Raiders to win. And I think I picked them to win by 3. It was 30-24. So I was kind of close. Let's get to you first, man. What the hell happened against the Raiders?
Sheer stupidity happened. A lack of awareness from all parts, and just sheer stupidity and incompetence. I'm gonna be real with you right now. Watching that game, how that ended at the end of that game happened. It was the first time where I say, you know what? I'm going home. I'm going home because we were all hanging out. We were all hanging out together, right? And I'm like,
I'm going home.
As I say, as soon as it happened, I said, yes, it's time to go home. It's time to go home. And we didn't say anything to each other. We just left because I couldn't believe the sheer stupidity would have happened. Let's start off from the beginning of the game. The defense.
I see Patriot fan back there getting mad. Just the fact that you're talking about throwing shit around. Right? They're a fucking goddamn Patriots. Oh, bringing it up again.
No. I'm actually a lot calmer than I was in the beginning of the week because the rant that we went on our show was this.
I'm sure. Did you guys do a post game right after? How long? How long do you guys normally do a post game? Like when do you guys do one?
We usually do a post game the very next day, like the very next morning.
Day. Oh, dude, morning. I gotta say, bro. See, I do my post game right after, like 10 minutes, and boy, I would love to see you. You guys need to think about it, but I know you probably win it because, boy, it must be tough, especially games like this. But anyways, go ahead.
But nah, it's some other stuff right now going on. But the defense in the first half, for the most part, was trying to adjust what was going on. Matt Jones was getting very frustrated, obviously, with the play calling, which I see him getting frustrated. But I feel like the more frustrated he was getting, the more mistakes he was making because he didn't play well either. Yeah. He didn't play well either.
No, I mean the numbers are 13-31 for 112, average of 3.6. That is really bad. Now, are you guys still upset with me because I compared him to Sam Darnold? Because
yes, that was a terrible.
But I mean, why though? This isn't anything to write home about or brag about.
Sam Darnold is about to be out of the league. He might be out of the league.
Yeah, but if Mac Jones continues to throw for 13-31, an average of 3.6, he ain't gonna be around much longer either.
Goodness.
This isn't anything. Goodness. This is bad, Trevor.
This is
I
bad.
mean, listen, he's had one good. Let's be real. He's had one really good game where he threw for 400 yards or close to it, 380 something. Other than that, he's a 200-yard passer. Correct? I mean, I don't know what he's averaging, but that's not good. Now, is it maybe because you guys haven't built a team around him? I don't know. By the way, real quick, we have somebody from the Philippines.
Oh,
first time ever. This is pretty cool, man.
Oh, okay.
He has the Bills winning 35-22. Go Buffalo. Awesome. Bills Mafia is everywhere, including the Philippines. Awesome, man. Hey, thank you for joining the show, man. I appreciate it, man.
Hell yeah, that's really good. But first of all, the play calling was abysmal. A play calling was so bad.
Yeah. And when you hire a guy.
Of course, the play call was so bad. I think it was more worse today. And that game, like they literally know what we're gonna do. But it was annoying, and you could tell that Matt Jones getting frustrated. But I feel like the more frustrated he got, the more mistakes he was making. And a lot of bad reads he had. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, come on.
Stevenson, by the way, total beast.
Stevenson had an incredible game.
Except,
but unfortunately,
go ahead. I'll let you continue.
But unfortunately,
oh no.
It was just disappointing to me, honestly speaking. But then the second half, they came back in the second half. The defense was playing lights out. The Raiders couldn't do much of anything to the point where we're putting us in position. First of all, what killed me was in the first quarter, right? No, but it was the early second quarter. We're in the red zone. Matt Jones finds Jacoby Myers for the touchdown, right? But it gets negated because this fat bastard, called a timeout, and then end up settling for a field goal, but they can't get into the end zone.
Yeah, I missed that. I heard you do because I heard your show. I watched you guys for a little bit when you guys did a podcast this week, and you were talking about that. I missed that play, so break that down for us real quick, because I don't know what you're. I mean, I heard it. You mentioned it, but I didn't see it. So what exactly happened on there?
So in the first, they're in the red zone. They're in the first thing, the 10-yard line. Matt Jones finds Jacoby Myers for a touchdown, and we're up. I'm thinking, all right, we're up. But why the score didn't change? Because Belichick, Patricia called a timeout. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, he said, apparently there was something on the defense that he didn't like that he wanted to call a timeout for. But whatever you saw, obviously didn't matter because they scored. But now that you just completely gave him a free play and took 4 points off the board, I couldn't believe it. I said, yo, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. Like, really? I just can't stand him. He's so bad.
So it was one of those. So it was one of those late, kind of like a quick time. He ran to the ref maybe while the play was about to happen and kind of messed it up. Okay,
yeah,
that sucks. But I will say this, Trevor. I know that sucks, but that does happen. Throughout the league. I know our coach has done it a few times. I don't know about if we've given him got a touchdown before he did it, but I've seen field goals go in. And the offense will call a timeout because they didn't like something, or you never know. But yeah, I mean, it sucks. It does suck. But what exactly? So let's break down a few plays here towards the end. Let's get to the end. So it's a back and forth kind of game, right? Right. At one point, and you guys go down to score. The Raiders come back on a controversial call. I will say this. I looked at it multiple angles this week. Different pictures. Pat McAfee has some photo that he showed.
Right.
There's some videos. I'm going to say, bro, in my honest opinion, I think it was a touchdown. I think it was super duper close. It's hard to tell because of his shoe. Because he has the black, he has the black border of his shoe. But it looked like he just I'm talking about a hairline that, in my opinion. However, if you were to argue he touched the white line, I guess I understand that side of it too. I just see, but here's my thing before we get to that. With all the technology you got, right, in stadiums now with camera angles and all that good stuff, you got the pylon there, which has cameras built into it as well, which is the lowest part of the field, right?
Right.
Why the hell would you not at least look at the pylon? Why? Or maybe there's not cameras all over it. Maybe it's only one direct, maybe, I don't know. But why not install more? Why not put more floor? You could do it. Why not have more camera angles where they're lower and stuff like that? So then you can really tell and you can zoom in, because the angles they were showing on TV initially, it looked like he was totally out. Yeah. But then they had a weird angle where it's like, wait a minute, maybe he's in. So I don't know, man. But my problem is they initially called it out, correct?
Right.
Okay. Normally, how those calls go, whatever they rule, if it's too close, they go with the ruling on the field.
Right.
So I am really surprised because it was so close that they saw it so perfectly to call it a touchdown. I mean, that's how I see it. Now, like I said, a couple days went by and I saw better angles. I think he was in, but I think the angles that they were showing us on TV and whatever they were looking at, I guess, it looked like he was out. I don't know. What do you think?
I was going to say the same thing as Fox. Fox definitely wasn't the angles that we saw, after the game was these are the angles that we seen on Fox. So it's So when you're watching it live, you're like, "Yo, what are you doing? This is terrible. This is not a good call. Like, what are you doing?" But I'm saying, but at the same time, you look at other angles, which again, I don't understand how the NFL or even the broadcasting networks who had this game, Fox had this game, how you don't have all the necessary camera angles at all. Like you're literally showing us an angle where we're telling you, "Yo, this is like if that was the angle that you were watching." As far as the referees was watching during the replay, then it shouldn't have been a touchdown. But if you're looking at the other angles that the audience is not seeing live, of course people are going to be outraged. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, like if you'd have shown that camera angle, then all right, okay, it didn't make sense, but they didn't. So everyone's the out. I think that's kind of what they wanted. They wanted the outrage,
and it's in a new stadium too. It's not like it's an outdated.
Exactly, it's a brand new stadium.
Like, how do you not have like cameras? But I will say this though, it's not really. Maybe I take that back. It's not so much the stadium because cameras are cameras. You could take cameras on an old ass grungy stadium. It's still it's the NFL, right? Like I'm just saying, like you could play in, for instance, Washington, which has the garbage ass field, right? Terrible stadium. It's the same camera. Like they're using the 4K, 8K, whatever the hell, the sky cam. That's all NFL. Like they do that for the TV. So my thing is the NFL needs to bro, you're $1 billion industry. Like get fucking if it takes more cameras for these refs to get it right, or sensors even. I mean, I'm sure they could figure something out. Even with technology like simple as a sensor that goes on the field that it will tell you his foot hit the sensor before something like that. I'm sure there's something in the future they'll figure out. Right now, though, it is what it is. And I kind of feel bad for the refs if they're only giving them what we're seeing. Now, we don't know that, though. You have no idea what they're looking at. I don't know. They're under a fucking hood. The Fox or CBS or NBC, they're showing us what they want, what they have, which is probably their angles. You got to remember that too. True. So they're going off their guys, right? Their CBS camera guy or Fox guy. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the NFL has their own separate camera angles that they send only to the refs. I'm guessing. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not on the hood, but if that's the case, then they still should show, in my opinion, they should somehow show that at least on the field, on the big screen, and then at least get that to the TV broadcaster and go, here's what the ref saw. This is why we're making the call. Because then it would, you know what? Then you would go, hey, I got to live with that. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is what he saw. And you couldn't fight with that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And also, and if you do it by doing that, you take,
Scott's right. Exactly, Scott. So they do have, I think they have like a sensor thing in tennis. I think he is right. Yeah. So they have like a, where they know if it's out 100. So why couldn't you use that in football? Of course you can. So you're right. That's why I knew it. You're right, Scott. So 100% tennis uses it. So that would be something the NFL could potentially do in the future. And it would be smart because you can't, Trevor, you couldn't fight that then. If the sensor said he was in, even though he looks out, you have to take it, right?
Well, all you got to say is, "Oh, it's a great play." But again, I don't know. If you do it that way, it also takes a little bit of the pressure off the refs, saying, "Hey, we actually got it right. We didn't get it wrong." You know what I'm saying? You could,
but then that's that tricky. That's that thing, right? That's like the thing in baseball, right? Like get robots to call the strikes and balls, but it takes away from, the human element of it. Because maybe I don't know. You could do it, but to me, man, I'll be honest with you, man. I've been saying every week. This is the way it is, man. This is the way it is. It's refereeing in every sport. They're gonna make mistakes, or they're gonna be controversial calls that some people think, some people don't think it's right. You got to live with it. However, Trevor, that wasn't the game. You still had an opportunity. What the hell happened? Let's talk. You get the ball back. And how many seconds were left? 12, 10?
About 12, 13 seconds left.
Not much time. It was a play call, by the way, which I almost every team does, which is let's just hand it off and maybe we get lucky and the guy takes off. Which, by the way, I was like, what the hell? He got to like the 30. He was breaking. I'm like, oh shit, you never know. But what happens, Trevor?
Rhamondre Stevenson had a great game, by the way. But before that moment, he had an incredible game.
Yeah.
A great game.
Really good game. Yeah.
But this was a boneheaded decision. Now, again, I appreciate Rhamondre.
They knew the score. I mean, they had to have known the score was tied, right?
Of course. This is what I'm saying. I appreciate Rhamondre and Jacoby Myers for taking accountability for that blunder, right? Because it was stupid. But I do believe Rhamondre Stevenson, that happened because me and Juan truly believe, and a lot of Patriot fans believe, this was drawn up by the sideline. This was drawn up by the sideline.
You guys think it was? You think it was a play call?
Yes, I refuse to believe that Rhamondre Stevenson went rogue and did that. I refuse to believe that.
You think Belichick would do that though? I don't know. Even if the special teams the coordinator called that, he still has to go through Bill, right? Like Bill would ultimately have to go. Yeah, let's do it. Like, are you sure, man? I don't see Bill doing that, man.
No.
You think so?
I can't. The reason why I say I can't, because someone has to have some type of logic here, right? And I feel like, again, there's literally no time on the clock. There's literally zeros. You weren't going to do anything like that. And then my thing is that it was stupid because you're tied. I can understand if you were losing, you did that. It is what it is. Yeah, you're trying to make the best of it, but you were tied. All you had to do was run the ball, which they did. You go into overtime, and what happens from here. I truly believe this came from Patricia, but then Patricia get the okay from Belichick. This is why there's no way I can really.
I don't know why I said special teams, by the way. I meant Patricia. I meant offense coordinator, but go ahead.
I had a joke for that, but I'm gonna tell you off the air.
I don't know why. I don't know what, but why? But even if Patricia calls that play, Belichick knows what's going on. Like, he would have. There's no way he would okay that. Like, I can't believe that. That's the only reason. Like, if that was a new coach, you know what I mean? Like in the league, or like a guy that continues to make dumb decisions, like, I would maybe go for it, that idea. I don't think so. I know I get what you're saying. I don't think so, bro. I have a feeling it was just one of those things where, like, you know what it was like to me, and it happens in sports, where a player just sometimes it's things are going so fast. Like, for instance, the Chris Webber timeout, Michigan, no timeouts left. He had to have known, right? But in the heat of the moment, like, things are going, like, everything's kind of going fast, right? And there's the time and this and that, and he calls timeout. And he did it. He traveled, called timeout. Right? He totally fucked his team. It's very possible, man, that in the heat of that moment, he saw it happening. He pitched the ball. You know what I mean? Like, and they were just trying, like, they weren't thinking, is my point, right? Like, and that maybe goes to show youth too, not being around NFL. They're both young guys. I'm just guessing. I could be wrong, but like most veteran team, like player would know, you know what? Let's just take this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to run out of bounds here. I know it's tied. There's nothing. I don't want to risk it. I kind of felt like that was like just two young guys just trying to make something happen and not really thinking. They were just trying to play the moment. I could be wrong, but I don't see it. I don't see that dialed up, bro. Because I'll tell you why I don't see it dialed. There's no way they would think Stevenson would run all the way to the 30, like make it there. That's one. Two, normally when they do those kind of pitch plays, they do it where like they throw it. They throw it to like a receiver and then he pitches it back. And then they got guys like one guy that's with him, trailing him so he could pitch it back. It didn't seem like that was like planned. It just seemed like he got good yardage and he was like, oh shit. Like I got three guys. And then he looked back and saw Myers there and just threw it. There's no way that Myers was like, I'm going to run behind you. I know you're going to pitch it back.
Nah,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't think so.
The Myers thing, you could tell that he didn't know that was coming. He didn't. I don't think he knew it was coming. I don't think they were on the same page, but it looked to me. It's just weird because it's like
shit.
Scott
says the Texans and Titans blacked out.
Oh damn!
Delayed. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
I think it was mostly like you feel like how you supposed to explain it. I feel like I didn't know he seen it coming at all whatsoever. So it's like he's trying to do the best. It just I don't know. It was just a big brain fart, and ultimately, at the end of the day, cost the Patriots the game. But I probably their season because that
was rough, man.
A season breaking. Oh God, it was so bad.
Dude, I would like I understand your pain because we've done some I don't know about that, but we've done some dumb things. I don't know if we've ever done that dumb of a thing. Like that was like I mean, like, and not only did he throw it backwards, which why of all people to go back to the slowest guy on the field, except for his offensive lineman and Mac, like what's Mac Jones gonna do with the ball at that point? You know what I mean? Like, why throw it back to him? Like, it's not like he was like the Tyreek Hill sitting back there where like, oh shit, you know, like this guy can take off. It's fucking Mac Jones. He's not going any. Where is he gonna go? So like, I don't even get what Myers was thinking at that point. You know what I mean? Like at that point, you look back, you see Mac Jones, like you're gonna be like, all right, fuck it. I'm just gonna, slide down, take the hit, or walk out of bounds. You know what I mean? Like, why throw it back to the slowest guy on the field and then loft the pass? Like, I'm telling you, I don't think that was drawn up. There's no way in hell. I think that was just two guys just making a heat of the moment. They're just kind of like things were going crazy at the time, fast, and they were just trying to make something happen. Because you're telling me that Myers, like that was drawn up for Myers to throw the ball back to Mac. And there's no way. That wouldn't make sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like those plays traditionally are ran through a short pass, 10 yards down the field with a trailer, and he throws it back. And then you start to do the whole throwback. And normally it's when you have nothing else to lose because you're down. You know what I mean? Like who cares at that point? You know what I mean? So I don't think so personally, but maybe, who knows? I'm not in that thing, but let's move on. Because we're getting close to game time. And I know, it's 12:10 almost. So let's get to real quick. Bruce man, who do you got real quick?
Bruce man for our team?
The Patriots. Yeah, for your team. Yeah, we'll just do our teams.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go with the whole everyone except for the defense. Everyone except for the defense.
Okay. So mine is just I'll say the receivers not catching the ball, just constant drops. We're leading the league in drop percentage. That has to change.
McKenzie was
guys,
all over the place.
Dude, it's terrible. Style and profiling. Who you got? Who was your top dog of the game, if you have any?
I'm gonna say
you do. I mean, Stevenson would have been right if he didn't make the boneheaded play. You still got to kind of give it to him.
I'm gonna say Matthew Judon.
Oh, Judon. Okay.
Yeah, he played very well.
Fair enough. I'll say Josh Allen. Once again, Josh Allen is just the whole team. He's like RoboCop over there. He's a beast. And what's up with that? I'm gonna guess what we just talked about, right? Or no?
Yeah. What's up with that? And honestly, sorry, Scott. Sorry about that, Scott. But it's Christmas, and I don't have a rant today because I think that would have been the rant enough. That popular game. So I think maybe next week. Maybe next week, you guys.
Oh man! All right. What's up with that? Mine. I don't really have one. I'll be honest with you. I don't have one this week. Week 16. Let's get to the games real quick. Let's just do predictions real quick instead of diving into them. So Packers versus Dolphins. Dolphins, I believe, are on a 3-game losing streak. Is that correct? 3 games?
I believe so.
In a row.
Yes.
Okay. So because they were all road games. They lost every single one of them. The 49ers, the Chargers, and the Bills. They are going for. Hopefully for me, I hope they lose 4 in a row, but I don't think so. What's your score prediction? Packers at Dolphins.
We were talking about this on our show the other day, and the slate of games for not even for the entire NFL, a lot of these games they stink. Like they trap game, trap game. It's trap games everywhere. It's just, I don't know. The Packers technically are still in the playoff run, even though
I
you
don't
and I
know.
both know.
Isn't it funny how that is? A lot of bad teams are in the playoff run because the NFL this season
it's been terrible.
A lot of disappointing teams.
Yes,
a lot of disappointing teams. So who do you got?
I'm gonna go with Green Bay to win this game. Green Bay gonna win this game.
Wow. So does Scott, 30-23. What you got?
I have Green Bay 28-21.
Okay. I don't. I'm gonna go Dolphins, even though I hate the freaking Dolphins. I just think I hate the Packers offense is pretty bad, bro.
It is bad.
And I think their defense is in the middle. If I had to guess, I haven't looked at the stats, but they're not bad, but they're not great either. They're playing in Miami, right? Miami finally gets to go home. I thought Miami played a good game against us. I thought Tua looked okay. I'm not gonna lie. Hill and Waddle are both playing. I'm gonna go Dolphins. I'm gonna say 27-20. 27-20. I think the Dolphins do enough to win. I just don't think the Packers have enough firepower and offense. And the Dolphins defense actually played okay versus us up to a certain point, and then they started melting away in the snow. But and not only that, I think the Packers offensive line is not very good. They're not the worst, but the Dolphins love the blitz. And Aaron Rodgers is going to be seeing the floor a lot, in my opinion, on that. A lot of pressure on him. So that's where I got it. Let's get to the next game. Well, actually, let's get to the game that played real quick. Jaguars and Jets. Zach Wilson booed pretty much. How the hell is a second pick in the draft, second year, already being that? Bro, you got to be really bad. The fans got to hate you that bad because normally that does not happen regardless of how bad you play if it's your second season. You know what I mean? Like normally the fans are kind of understanding the circumstances, but I think the fans see through Zach Wilson now. Like it's no more excuses for this kid. I think I think the fans come to realize that he's not good. He's not an NFL starting quarterback. I don't even know if he's a backup. I mean, honestly, he's that bad. I mean, in my opinion, he just doesn't. How bad can you be if you have to pull him and put in a backup Canadian football quarterback who was awful himself, but the team rallied around him? Like, how bad do you have to be? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how bad do your teammates hate you when a Canadian football guy comes in and they go, you know what? We like this guy. We're gonna play a little harder for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, trust me, he lost the locker room already. Ben lost the locker room. And if he lost the locker room, that means for 100% sure he lost the belief in the coaches. And there's no, how can you put a guy in that locker room? He's like a curse, man. Like he's bringing the team down, bro. There's no way that team's excited to see Zach Wilson on the field. There's no way. And it showed against the Jaguars. The fans turned on. Everybody's turning on him. And I think it's time for the Jets to get whatever the hell they can, whatever they can, and get the hell out of that and figure it out next season. Mikey, my co-host, made a great point. Jimmy G would be interesting in the Jets because Saleh was over in San Francisco, and he would bring familiarity, and he would actually, not that he's a great quarterback, but he would be a hell of a replacement, in my opinion. And then you let Mike White battle him. If Mike White wins in the offseason next year, then Mike White's your starter and Jimmy G's backup. But that's not bad. But man, Zach Wilson, he's bad. Anyways, in this game, yeah, it is what it is. They had nothing going on. What do you feel about that game, real quick? And then we'll go
Zach,
to the next
do
one.
you know what's the difference between the Jaguars and the Jets? Honestly, it was that Week 15 game against the Los Angeles Rams and the Week 17 game against the Cleveland Browns, where they won both of those games after starting 0-14 and lost to Trevor Lawrence. Can you imagine Trevor Lawrence on this Jets team right now, with this Jets offense, they'd be pretty
Oh
good.
yeah,
They'd be pretty good.
A lot of quarterbacks would be decent. Even a decent quarterback would be, you know what I mean? Someone who's at least capable of running an offense.
Yeah. Now I will admit, even though again, I live in New York, right? But I'm hearing the feedback from a lot of Jet fans in the area. They're done with him here. They are done with him. It's over. It's over for him.
Yeah.
And the problem with the situation with Zach Wilson is that Joe Douglas is unfortunately tied down to him. He built this roster to he built a hell of a good roster the last 3 years, but unfortunately, the thing that's gonna hurt him is the
but see, I don't think so. I think Joe Douglas has done a really good job, no doubt.
Yeah.
And here's my thing. Listen, even the best GMs make a mistake. You're not perfect. You're going to draft guys that you regret or it just doesn't work out. And a good GM will admit that, move on, and just get another quarterback. And if he does it, listen, no one's going to blame Joe Douglas if he cuts ties with Zach Wilson and he brings in a reliable quarterback. They're going to go, you know what? Wow, great. At least he saw it now. Got rid of it, moved on before he kept going, because that will hurt us. That will get Joe Douglas where people go, okay, man, you drafted this guy, he sucks, and you stuck with him for 4 years. Why? You know what I mean? Instead of going, you know what? Terrible pick. It sucks. Number 2 pick, but at least we moved on and we got this guy now. Trust me, fans forget that shit. If you replace him with somebody that can actually be a quarterback. Believe me. If he sticks with them, then he's stuck. You know what I mean? Then it lingers around. We're like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, why?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. The problem is, I think that him being the number 2 overall pick, I think that because of where he's been drafted at, he's going to get another year. Despite how bad it is, it's just that you have to.
It's a mistake. It's a mistake.
That much investment you have, you put so much investment into him to the point where it's like throwing him away. It will make you. I get what you're saying, but it's like
it'd be a mistake.
You kind of have no choice.
You got a team, right? You got a team of guys in a locker room, and if you got a leader who's supposed to, everyone knows the quarterback's the leader of the team. Everybody. Yeah. That's not a secret. That these are facts. Your quarterback leads your team, and if your quarterback's not a leader, regardless if you draft him 1 or 2 or 3, Josh Rosen, right? Look at Ryan Leaf. They're not leaders, right? They cut ties with them. They had to. If you keep a guy around like that in the locker room, that causes controversy. Mm-hmm. That causes teammates to talk about, why is he here? Why isn't Mike White starting? Why is this happening? Why is this guy? You know what I mean? Like, they don't want that. Like, that's not smart. That would not be smart. To me, you cut your losses. It sucks. But, bro, that happens all the time, not only with drafting, but, like, free agents that don't work out. You pay a guy like buku bucks, and he's terrible, right? Like, he's a cancer. Look at Antonio Brown, right? You know what I mean? With the Raiders. Like, that was they had to eat that. That was a disaster. But what? Keep him around so he's you know what I mean? Like, so
I do what you're saying.
You know what I mean? You have to eventually go, like, to me, I would say that's a good GM by going, hey, I fucked up. It happens. We're not perfect. I at least got something in return for him, and we're going to go out and we're going to get this thing right. Jets fans will go, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. No one's good, bro. Trust me, man. I think that's the proper way to do it. But, hey, if they stick with him, they stick with him. I think it's a mistake because here it is. They stick with him, and he does shitty again next season, or he's not even a starter or whatever happens, then the value just keeps going, and then eventually you just cut him. And then you get nothing in return. At least Jets fans will go, hey, shit, we got a 4th round. You know what I mean? Like, we got something. And now he's not even in the league. Look at Rosen. The Cardinals got what? A 2nd-round pick from the Dolphins, 1st round?
2nd-round Cardinals?
Yeah, they won.
Yeah, of course they did.
They're like, man, this guy's not even playing. So, like, trust me, bro. A good GM does what he has to do. If he's smart, you get what you can right now. That's what I would do. But anyways, moving on. Let's get to the Bengals and Patriots game. Your score prediction: Bengals versus Patriots in New England.
Cincinnati 24, New England 13.
What is it? I'm sorry. Say it again.
Bengals 24, New England 13.
Whew.
Yeah.
Okay. In New England, huh?
I don't think we have a chance. I don't think we have a chance.
See, I'm different. I don't think so. I don't think you win, but I don't think it's that. I don't think so, bro.
9 points.
I think your defense is decent enough. I think here's how I see the game going. If you're smart, if your stupid Patricia uses his brain in this game in New England, cold, Stevenson's more than capable. You run the fuck out of the ball. You keep Cincy off the field as long as you can in that offense, right? You know they're dangerous. They can put up points. But you make it an ugly game. And you get after Burrow. Listen, Cincy's O-line's gotten a little better, but they're still not that good.
Yeah.
And the Patriots can bring that defense. I don't think it's going to be that kind of game. I think it's going to be very close, bro. I don't think you win, but I'm going to say something like 24-22, something crazy. I think it's going to be really, and it wouldn't shock me if you guys pull an upset. I'll be honest with you. I know that you're not feeling your team right now, but I think being at home, running the ball against Cincy, keeping them off the field, bringing pressure on Burrow, which could lead to mistakes and turnovers, very possible you guys win. I wouldn't, and I keep telling you this too. I think your defense can create points and turnovers and lead your offense into better field position, which could be the case in this game. So I'm still sticking with the Bengals, but it wouldn't shock me if the score is reversed and you guys win 24-22. That's just where I'm going.
I can see the crazy thing is
Scott sees it. Look at Scott. Scotty says
I was thinking it too. I was thinking that, all right, I was thinking even more of a like for what I'm seeing, but then how the NFL has been the whole year is like something wacky happens, and and it's true. It's true. It's a very good possibility that New England could sneak and win this game and keep themselves alive in the playoff picture. I just don't see it happening now. I don't see it.
I mean, I understand your feeling, but I, as an outsider looking in, I'm just seeing how you guys play, and I know the Bengals, how they play. I could just kind of see that game being a Belichick type of game where it's going to be ugly and he's going to have a plan versus Cincy to keep him off the field, and that's probably to run. I could be wrong. We'll see.
Right.
But anyways, moving on to the last game. Bills versus Bears in windy-ass, cold Chicago. We're going – by the way, did you see that fat guy get pushed down the stairs in Chicago?
I did see that. That was terrible.
Pulled his pants down. By the way, and I said this yesterday to any Bills fans that are listening and that are at the game or going to the game, please do not get into fights with Bears fans at the stadium because you will be that guy is super lucky. First of all,
he didn't die.
Right, and lucky that nobody was walking up the stairs at the time because they would have been clipped. Just don't get in those stupid fights. It's not worth it. Just have fun, enjoy the game, whatever. But anyways, what's your score prediction here?
I'm gonna go. I think Buffalo wins this game, but it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while for them to really commence their dominance. I think Chicago is going to make it a little interesting, especially how dynamic that Justin Fields has been playing lately. I think they do make it. They make it interesting until the fourth quarter. I'm gonna say Buffalo 31. Bills 23.
Okay. You have us losing? What'd you say?
No, I have Buffalo winning 31-23.
Okay. See, I don't think we get in the 30s. It's going to be one of those games where it's really hard to get points, in my opinion, because of the weather.
Right.
I think it's going to be more in the 20s somewhere. So I'm going to say, I think I predicted yesterday. I think I said 26. I think I said 26-9 or 23-9. 24. I think I said 24-9 yesterday. I forget. It's going to be around there. 24-9. I don't think they're going to score much either. Here's the problem with Fields. I know you're feeling him. I'm not. I still don't like Fields' game. I think the Bears have gone to a system now like Baltimore. It's going to be a problem because those quarterbacks don't last. Look at Cam Newton. When you continue to run a quarterback, you just base it off. All right, we're just going to run this guy. We're not going to, this is what he does. He's not a pocket guy. We're just going to get him out on the field. We're going to, create 2 tight ends. We're going to block for him. He's just going to run. It will work for a little bit. And eventually those guys start to get hurt. Look at Lamar. Like, they have not helped him out at all. They continue to just run Lamar. That is the offense in Baltimore. That's the offense in Chicago. It doesn't work. And Fields is throwing, I think he's averaging 170 yards a game, something that's not good. He doesn't have anyone. N'Keal Harry's his top guy. That tells you a lot right there. And I think that they like this. I think that's what they like. They want to continue. They found a formula. And by the way, is that a formula that wins? They got 3 wins. It's not like they're, this dominating force that nobody could figure out. They got 3 wins. Like, I think Justin Fields is limited. Now going on Lamar, I don't know if Lamar's limited. I see the potential in Lamar if he had a different offensive scheme, but with under Greg Roman in Baltimore, they just keep on doing the same thing, and I think Lamar leaves Baltimore, by the way, because he has to go to an offense that surrounds him with
he
talent.
is too.
Yeah, you're gonna get, bro. You already see him getting banged up, right? Like, it's not, those guys don't last. Like, even Josh Allen, as seasons go on, you're going to see Josh Allen become more of a pocket passer because in time, those guys can't move around like they used to. They have to eventually learn how to play out of the pocket, right? You can't. Fields eventually is going to learn he's going to have to learn how to play in the pocket. You know what I mean? You cannot continue to do what you do. So by offensive coordinators continue to not help these guys or become pocket passers, learn how to play in the pocket, they're not helping their careers. So I'm telling you, man, Fields is right now. If they don't switch your offense up next year and they continue to do what they're doing now, then yeah, it's not going to be good for that guy. And you will never know what that guy's capable of because you don't see it. But anyways, this game, I think it's going to be ugly. It's going to be windy, snowy, freaking cold. I think we're going to continue to drop a lot of drop passes on both sides. I think major key to this game is going to come down to special teams, right? Fielding the ball right. Punters, because listen, you're punting on your own in the end of the field. It's going to be great field position. That means your special teamer, whoever's doing the returns, which is Hines for us, has to be right on the ball. Don't do anything stupid. You know what I mean? Which he's been reliable so far. And take your points in the red zone. It doesn't matter if they're field goals. Don't go for 4th downs that you can't make. You know what I mean? Just take the points. So I see 24-9. That's how I see it. But it's going to be an ugly kind of game. I see a lot of short passes too. Josh Allen getting rid of the ball early. Let your playmakers do the rest. Singletary, I think we'll have at least 15 carries. I'm hoping. I think James Cook will have another 10. Josh Allen would have probably 8 to 10, in my opinion. You're going to see Josh Allen run for at least 50 yards in this game, at least, maybe more. That's how I see this game going. And you got to contain Fields. That's it. You contain Fields. You play a spy on him. He's not going to beat you with his arm. These are facts. This is how he plays. You see that he has no weapons. You're going to see a totally different game plan than you did last week versus the Dolphins. He is not he doesn't have the accuracy. He doesn't have doesn't have the weapons on the outside like Hill and Waddle. Like, you have no worries when it comes to N'Keal Harry and whoever the hell he has. You know what I mean? Like, they're just not there. They have a good running back, Montgomery and Fields. That's it. You stop them, game over. And I think the Bills will do that. We played running quarterbacks very well since Frazier's been the DC. So we just don't have any issues with running quarterbacks. So I doubt today will be the issue. Anyways, guys, thank you. Trevor, thank you for coming on Christmas Eve, man. I appreciate everybody in the chat for coming on. I know you guys are getting ready for the game. Some of you probably already bounced because it's 12:30, and Buffalo game starts in 30 minutes. When do you guys play today? What time? Or you guys play Sunday?
30 minutes.
Oh, perfect. See, Trevor took his time. Trevor's prepping up. I see you got your. Let's see here. You got which jersey you got? Who is this?
This Stephon Gilmore.
Stephon Gilmore, the former Buffalo Bill. Oh.
Nah, I was completely unintentional.
All right, guys. Well, so next week, by the way, next week we'll be on Sports Dynasty Podcast for week 17. And then we'll finish it out week 18 on Mafia Sports Report. Till then, we appreciate you guys. Bills Mafia #1. Go Bills. Peace out. Out.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
See, Peter, he's too fast.
You gotta tackle me. It's B. You gotta press B.
I'm pressing B. He's too fast.
Going over here? Going over here now?